All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our iGyro Friday afternoon training sessions. Last week we went through SEO and basic concepts behind that. This week we'll carry on from that and take a step back and learn how to actually create a page to work with our SEO efforts. Today also marks the 8th day of Movember. As you can see, I've got an 8-day Mo growing here. So it's for a great cause, and if you'd like to donate to Beyond Blue and the Movember initiative, head on over to the Movember website and make a donation. I'll leave a link with this YouTube video once it's posted. So just to recap on last week, so we did go through the SEO concepts and what it takes to try and build a page around SEO. All right, so that involves using keywords and building a page using those keywords to rank in the Google search engine. Alrighty, so just a follow-up from that is that, so we started to create a page on this Brisbane website here, which was this kitchen renovations page. So we created this last week, and we've got a rank of about 75 at the moment. So if someone searches for kitchen renovations Brisbane, it's showing up position 75 in the Google ranks at the moment. So that's 7 days ago we did that. It takes time for these things to progress through the search engine ranks, but over time this page will get stronger. So especially if we add a bit more content to it. So we worked out last week that we've probably got about halfway there. We probably need to add another 300 or 400 words to this to make a really big difference. All right, so if we shoot to the admin panel, this is where we'd create a page. So if we have a look for our kitchen page, we've got our kitchen renovations page here. So today we might quickly try and make a bathroom renovations page. All right, so to do that, we'll click on the new page button. And we're given this blank form to start working on a new page. So at the top here, this is our page name. So this is actually the URL that will be shown in this top bar here, to the web address. So we might call this one bathroom renovations. Bathroom renovations Brisbane. So we'll use the same sorts of keywords and terminology here. So bathroom renovations Brisbane is what we're trying to target for this page. All right, I'll just load up this kitchen page as well as an example. So that's the URL, so that's the part here. The header text section. If we look at this page, the header text will be this part here. So kitchen renovations Brisbane in this title bar. So they don't all have to be exactly the same as each other, but if you can keep them very close, very similar, that will help your search engine ranks. Now, the menu text is what's shown in your menu system up here. So it needs to be a bit shorter. You don't really want to have a really long menu item here. So we'll call that one bathroom renovations. And meta title, if I shoot back to our example kitchen page again, the meta title, when you hover your mouse over here, is some metadata that shows up on Google, but it also shows in the title bar here. All of these places are really great ways to get your keywords into that website. So a meta description is a brief few paragraphs just talking about what the page, what's the content of the page about. So you can leave that blank. It's advisable to put that in, and Google will most of the time pick its own description based on the content anyway. But this is where if you have got something really compelling in the page that you really want to make sure is visible when people search, put those few paragraphs in here as well. Now, Canonical URL, this is if you're copying content from somewhere else, so somewhere else on this website or another site substantially, you can be penalized from Google for copying that content. So to get around that, what we can do is, this is like a reference. So you're saying, I've got all this content from a particular page, and it's just an indication to Google that they shouldn't list this page, they shouldn't try and index it because you've copied it from somewhere else. So in this case, I'll just copy this URL from here. So in this example, we're substantially copying this kitchen renovations page. So I'll put that into there. So most of the time you just leave that blank. All right, I'll just quickly type bathroom in there just to get us started. So I'll save this page now. That's the majority of what we need for a page to get that working. So we click on save. It'll take us back to the main menu. But up here, we'll see we've got our bathroom renovations menu item here. So if we click on that, this is what our page is currently looking like. All right, if we go back to the admin page, and I like to look through this list of pages here just with Control F on the keyboard so you can search the page. And I'll just search for bathroom. And here's our page right here, Bathroom Renovations Brisbane. So we'll edit that page. And we'll pick up where we left off. Now, here's a few additional options here. So page enabled, so we can untick that. And I'll show you what happens there. If we save that, the whole page has disappeared from the menu system, so it's not showing here anymore. All right, so I'll turn the page back on. If I untick the menu link enabled, and I'll save that, the item will be here, but you can't click it. It's just there as a menu item. So that's important for say extra level menus that you've got here. So if you try and tuck a little menu item underneath another one, like services here in this example, if you try and click that, we don't want that to go anywhere. We just want it to pop up the list of alternative options. All right, so we'll turn that link back on. And this last one is more of an advanced feature. So I'll load our bathroom page up again. So we go to the bathroom renovations page that we're working on. Oops, still got the link not enabled, so I'll save that. Click back onto that one. All right, so just to recap there, we're talking about this full width tick box here. So by default, that is turned off. And what that gives us here is a smaller area here to work with. So it's a small, the width is smaller than full page. And we've got these extra feature items here as well. So these all come by default without you doing anything. And as a basic page, this is the best way to go. You've got your extra links. You don't have to worry too much about formatting here. So you'll just put headings, text, and images in. If we tick this full width option, which is more of an advanced feature, we'll save that. And we'll go to the bathroom renovations page and reload that one. This is what we've got. So it's a lot more difficult to work with. So it does have advanced features where you need to be very familiar with HTML coding to make this work. So you can have a lot more control over what the page looks like, but you do need to have that advanced skill set. All right, so I'll untick that full width. Save that. Now, this next option here is the parent page, and this is the way that we move the menu structure around. So for our bathroom renovations page, we need to move that underneath this services menu. So we'll click the drop down, click on services, and save. So you can see that menu item is moved. It's now underneath this menu here. All right, when it comes to the content here, just a couple of tricks. A lot of people write their content in Word. So here's a Word document of our kitchen renovations page. And a common mistake is just copying content straight out of Word with Control-C and pasting it into here. While that works, what that's doing is actually copying all the styling attributes from the Word document itself and not using what's built into the website. So the text will look very different if you cut and paste something from a Word document and put it into here, as opposed to manually typing it in. So to make sure you're using the website styling, what I like to do is copy it out of your Word document and just open up a notepad. And we can paste the content into there. And we can recopy it out of Notepad and put that back into the website. So what that process is doing is actually stripping all the styling that Word's added to the text. All right, so we do need to fix the paragraphs. Now, this one here, we'd like to make a heading. So if you remember from last week, we need to make sure we've got at least one heading 1 on our page. So we don't want to be talking about kitchen anymore, so we're going to relabel that to bathroom. Again, it's just a word editing exercise here, so you can change all of this content to suit bathroom renovations. So again, it's best not to cut and paste from anywhere else. You should be creating unique content for each of these pages in order to rank in Google. All right, as we move down, we come to some more headings, and we'll choose a heading 2 option from here. So it's important just to have one heading 1, but generally I like to stick with heading 2 for the rest of the document. All right, if we save that now, let's see where we're up to. So I'll refresh that page. And already we're quickly getting a nice looking page here. All right, if we move further across here, there's just some pretty familiar tools with any word editing software. You can use the bold, italic, underline. Again, very familiar. Here's some justification tools here. So you may want to stick with left aligning, or you can center align text if you need to. All right, so if you come up to some sort of a list, there's also these listing tools here. So we've got bulleted options. So you can just do standard bullets. or there's the numbered lists here. All right, so this is just an indenting tool. So if you want to indent an extra level from one of these bulleted lists, you can do so. Alrighty, so this next option here is links. So this is how you create links throughout your website. So if you're working on a page here, you might come to a section where you're towards the end of the document and you put a bit of a call to action in. Right, so you might want to use the contact form here. So if we link to that, we can highlight the word that you'd like to use. Click on this anchor or insert hyperlink button. And it's best to use relative URLs, which means you don't need the whole path. We'll just start from your website name, in this case, Brisbane, /contact. All right, we'll click on insert there. You'll see it's turned that into a link. So we save that. See how the page is looking. Okay, so we've got our contact link here. If you hover your mouse over the top, you'll see at the very bottom left corner of the screen there, it lets you know where you're clicking to. So you can see that that's right. It's going to /Brisbane /contact. So you can click on that, and that links us through to our contact page. Alrighty, so here's the fun part. We can start to use images with this button here. So we want to put some images in here. Just find the spot with your cursor where you'd like to put it. And click on the image button. So as you're working through your site, you'll gather your own library of items that you've used over time. But you can also upload your own as well. So we want to use one of these here. Got some photos here to use. So here's a bathroom one. So we'll click on that and click on open. And what that's done is put it into this little screen here. So we can search for that. So here's our bathroom image that we uploaded. So you'll click on that once. It'll put the web address in here. So you don't need to touch that. It's just a matter of when you click it, it'll automatically change that web address. Now, this is another SEO technique here. This is the alt text or the alternate text of this image. So again, very important, if you label your images, they can show up in Google searches or Google image searches. So we might call this bathroom renovation. Nice and descriptive, so when people are searching for these things, they can find these images nicely. All right, click on insert, and there's our image. Now you can link from these as well. So if you click on that image, you can click on the link button, and you can link back to another part in your website. All right, it is worth doing that too. So if you're linking to your pages quite often throughout your site to other pages, it does show Google that you regard those pages highly because you're linking internally to those pages. So you might leave a bit of text at the bottom of this page saying, were you after Reno instead? All right, so we can add a link here. Let's go to that kitchen page. So it's easy just to grab the URL from the top here. And we'll link to it here. All right, so you've created an internal link from your bathroom renovation page, linking through to your kitchen page. So I'll just load our bathroom page up again. So here's our extra links that we've added and our image. All right, if you want to get clever with how you're laying things out, we've also got this table section here too. So you can create a large table. So by doing this, we're creating a table with all of these columns and a few rows deep. All right, if I insert one here, just two across, and I'll insert an image into there. You can see it's kept it to half the size here because we've got 2 cells wide. So I'll put another image into the next cell. We've got 2 images wide. So don't go crazy and put 4 or 5 images wide, and I'll show you why in a second. I'll just save that and reload that page. So they just get smaller as the page shrinks. So if we shrink this down to the size of, say, a mobile phone, you'll see that the large images are very easy to see. The smaller images are way too small. They're hard to see. So if you had 3 or 4 images across, they'll be absolutely tiny and be useless as an image on the page. Now, so hopefully all of you have got some sort of YouTube videos that you'd like to draw some content from, and you can add that content with this video button here. So I've got a YouTube video here. So if we click on the share button, we can copy that link, click the cursor where you'd like it, click on the video button, and we'll paste that URL directly into here. And click insert. So we'll save that. Reload the page. All right, so there's our video right there. All right, so as we're building this, we're just using these tools to create this page. So we're typing headings in, we've got paragraphs, we've inserted images, and a video at the bottom here. So what's actually happening in the background here is underneath these buttons. So this is the HTML code. So all of that content here, or everything that we've typed in, has created this content. So you can see all these little tricky characters here. That's the HTML code that's happening in the background. So this is where your advanced skills would come in. So if you want to work on a full page width, you would need to be very familiar with how these codes work. All right, for an example here, if we found an image, we can put a special HTML code in here. I'm just making that 50% width. And that shrunk that image down to 50% of the page width. So it's a similar effect to using that table tool to just try and make that image a bit smaller. Okay, that draws us to the end of all our tools here for the page creation. So if there's any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you all next week.